Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a 34-year-old from Ludwigsburg, Germany, or a 34-year-old from Ludwigsburg, Germany, a staple of the Beitigheim Bissingen minor hockey program, entering his 15. Jahr as ein Profi-Eishockeyspieler, or 15th year as a pro hockey player. He's another Wolf from Freiburg. With Dortmund had the most apples by a D-man in 11-12, and in 14-15 had the most apples by a and points or punkt by a Verteidiger or D-man in the Oberliga. With the Fuchse Duisburgs had 60 points one year, and he was my Stuttgart and German party liaison or Monday Fun Day coordinator. Welcome to the podcast, Manu Neumann.
Thanks for having me, Waldo.
Holy moly, it sounds like you got kids.
Guten Appetit. I do. 2 of them.
Are they about to eat?
Yep, it's lunchtime. They woke up like a little early from their nap.
Holy moly, we might have some background noise in this episode, eh?
Oh yeah, and some like French fries throwing it at the living room.
Oh dear, what's for lunch?
I think it's French fries for the big one.
Some pommes frites, eh?
You
mixing in a meat or no, just straight up
French fries? I think there's no meat for him. He had a bad stomach last night. We didn't get a lot of sleep.
Oh dear.
And so we just make sure he eats something.
So what are their names?
Liam, the oldest one, and Mateo is the small one. Liam is 3, Mateo is like a year and 3 months.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I guess you didn't have a gal when I knew you back, and this is what I get into is how we know each other. Would have been, I haven't seen you since what? Probably 2000. I don't know. 11.
It's been
maybe?
Like 11. Yeah, 10, 11 years.
So I guess we never played hockey together. If people are wondering, I played with your brother, and you would come home in the summers or on weekends, and we became buddies. And then I guess when I'd be there in July to work out, we would hit Stuttgart on the weekends, right?
That's how that happened, yeah. And I made the mistake to like voluntarily do like the July 3-month summer workout with Christian Bredick.
Hi. So this is
This is Mateo. This is the smaller one.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Sag mal hallo. Mal winken.
Is your dad still fun on the weekends or no?
not as much as I used to.
No, I know. I am in my shed still. Yeah, so you did the workouts in July. They were a nightmare. Why did you did that and they didn't pay you?
No, like I think I was still on contract with the Freiburg. But they tried to get rid of me, so I was like, I gotta make sure I'm in really good shape. And
so
like
no
Marcy,
reason to gas you.
No, and like and Marcy said like, why don't you ask if you can work out with us? Like our workouts are pretty intense, and I like
pretty intense.
And I asked like if I could join, and like after the first week, I was like, well, if I back out now, I look like a pussy, so I just fucking stick with it. I had to carry Justin Kelly. What is like, I don't know.
6'4"?
He was.
You had to carry him on your back, like up a hill?
I had to carry him on my back up the hill, and his feet were like on the ground, like just grinding.
Yeah, I don't know how I injured my knee that year.
No, that's
no idea.
No relation.
Yeah, probably not, right? Hey, that guy actually called me up after 4 weeks. Well, after 4 weeks, when I hurt my knee, I partially tore my PCL. I've said this before on the pod, that after the 4 weeks pregame skate before the first regular season game, he says to the boys, well, we'll have Wally back tonight unless he's a pussy.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
That so then I was like, okay, I'll
think
play.
Marcy told me that too.
Yeah, I played 4 games with a wobbly knee, and then she really went on me, and then I missed the whole season. So good call, big guy. Way to go.
And you still live from that, right?
Like I'm still mad about it because my knee still hurts. But I mean, at least Germany's got the deal there with the BG, right?
Yeah,
so at least they got a shed out of the deal.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but anyways, how's your parents doing? How's your old man? He was the president of the Beitigheim Steelers, right? Or he got voted in my first year.
Yeah, he volunteered, but he's not anymore.
He was a
Thomas?
volunteer. They didn't pay him to do that.
No, like in the system, like the Beitigheim Steelers have, like the professional team is like just a part of the like main team, like which is like the youth team. The Verein, it's called Verein. It's just club, another like and like
so it's all one organization.
Yeah, it's one organization, but it's like different parts of like of the club, and like the only part they can like pay people is the professional side. So and the president didn't make a single dollar, never.
Well, he would have gone through quite a bit of stress to not get paid $1.
That's why he ended up quitting.
It's kind of like the minor hockey folks around here. You should see all the emails these folks that work at minor hockey for free, what they have to deal with in a day. It's like, and they're doing it for free. I'm like I just want to coach. I just want to show up and coach. I don't want all the emails, you know?
Yeah, and you do that for free too, right?
I do, yeah.
Like
I do
there's like
you guys get paid in Germany, right?
There's not a lot of coaches. I was about to say that like do that for free. Even like in the juniors, like they just at least get a couple $100 a month.
Well, I got my first game tomorrow and I am so pumped. Yeah, I can't wait. And it's like it's so fun for me. Like I go to the Zoe's Halloween march at school or whatever. And then the whole school's walking by, and then my guys see me, and they all like go nuts, right, when they see me, and it feels good, right, feeling, when the boys see me. Yeah, it's fun. Anyways, so your old man's good though?
Yeah, he's fine. He was actually over here visiting. Yeah, he was a beauty. He still is.
Right. People don't change. He's still a beauty. No. I remember when he'd roll up to the train station with his black leather pants on, and I would chirp him.
Yeah, and he had that, like when you guys won it the first year in Munich, he had that like that Brazilian whistle thing. Remember that?
No, not really. I hardly remember that day or that weekend.
No, I still do, man. I do.
Yeah, that was a bit of a blur, that one. The Deutsche Meisters.
I remember the Daisy Dukes too. Like I was when I hit downtown, like Marcel called me, like, you coming? It's like, yeah, sure, why not? And I hit downtown, and like first thing I see is like Beckham just like stumbling around downtown, like looking for you, couldn't find you. So I took Beckham like down. I took him like up the city, like where everybody met.
Yeah.
And then like you're in like
I was in one, you could say.
Yeah, a little bit. You had some balance issues, I'd say.
I'd say I had some balance issues
because it was like down, like the downtown street was a little bit uphill. Maybe that was part
of it. There were a lot of hills downtown there, right?
Oh,
like there's
like
downhills, there's uphills. How do you keep your balance after a parade, right?
Like how? But Beckham was really happy to find you again.
Yes, that's what I remember. Hey, don't tell the wife that one. Yeah, Beckham went on the float with me, folks, and then he never really wore a leash in Germany, so I didn't realize how many people would be downtown.
You didn't by that time. You didn't have to.
No, he knew Beitigheim. He knew where to go. He could have walked himself home. He didn't need me.
Well, I think I don't know who joined us, but like we ended up walking both of you home.
Yeah, I think that's when I woke up with the pizza on my chest. Yeah, that was a tough night, but I didn't know there was a parade, and we might have warmed up too much. We had a couple fun nights out. Yeah, we might have warmed up too much.
Didn't we spend like Christmas Eve or like 23rd, 24th at like Llama Bar?
Probably. Like we spent a lot of time together when you were in town, and like I would go over to your family for like barbecues with Marcy, and your brother even came to Canada.
I know.
Yeah, your brother came to visit me in Elmira when I was living there. And the other person, how we know each other as a former Potter, is Elfring. You said, oh, sorry for burping the mic at 6 a.m. But you said you looked up to Elfring when he was in Beitigheim, right?
Yeah, I think that was like the first. I gotta tell a funny story about that too. Like that was the first time I got called up like to practice with the pro team. I was like, I don't know, can't remember, 16, 17. And like he was the stud defenseman. Like he came from the Oberliga, but still like he was racking up points that first year too. And like the coach that brought him with him, like he was big bear Warner. He was like, I don't know, 6'4", 6'5", like 150 kilos, just a huge guy. And he was like yelling at everybody. And so he was intimidating the young guys even before practice. And like, but he wasn't the best at organizing practice. And like, I had to change colors like, I don't know, second or third practice, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times before practice. And like first drill is like just, I don't know, blue against white, no rules, no offside. I still wore a cage. And of course it's like no hitting, right? First drill. And so I assumed I'm still on the white team, but I changed colors back and forth a couple times. So I was with the blue team, as I was with Calvin on one team, and he like dangled through neutral zone, and I was like, "Oh, this guy, I'll try to take the fuck off him." So I ended up missing the poke check, like straight up hit him.
You were on his team.
But unfortunately, I was on his team, and I was like,
and you laid him out.
And like, I kind of laid him out. Like it wasn't bad, but like still, it was like the other guys had a pretty good laugh at it. And like you know, Rene, Mr. Beitigheim, the fucking mayor,
1,000
like,
games,
yeah, with all his seriousness, like he didn't think it was that funny. He like,
didn't crack a smile, did he?
Barked at me. He was like, "You guys have the same color." I was like, "Oops," and I felt, yeah, that was pretty embarrassing, but.
Oh yeah, no, that's
you grow from that stuff, so
yeah, you do. But it's like my D-man Ronan. We were playing our first exhibition game, and well, he's a defenseman. It was the second period. He's not used to switching ends, I guess, because he got the puck in front of our net, and he just turned around and took a clapper at the goalie. Goalie saved it though, Ronan. Shake, buddy. No big deal. Right?
It was like, wasn't it at the World Championships that like some guy just like tried to run the puck out of his own zone and just roofed it?
I don't know. There's stuff that happens all the time, right, in hockey that are just ridiculous. Okay, where and what are you doing now?
Well, like I'm living in Krefeld now.
Oh, I thought you were in Duisburg, but that's right beside Krefeld, right?
Yeah, it's right beside. But I still play for the Foxes, like, which is not professional anymore. It's just semi-professional. We get paid a little bit of money. I'm studying. It's called sport economics. So I'm working at
economics.
Like I'm working at a health center. Like we have like kind of dealing with guys like me and you, like rehabbing knees, ankles, like their partnership.
Like a physio guy.
No, not a physio. I'm like more of a like coach, like trainer with like athletes and like
personal trainer.
Kind of, yeah, but like
you're not gonna make
a bit more
guys carry Justin Kelly up a hill on their back and run
not
400 meters like 57 times a day.
I might with people I don't like. We'll see. Put snorkels on their heads and shit like that.
Right. Snorkels on the head. Run with weights in your hands. Too long some.
I remember too long some. I remember one, like we used to play soccer Thursdays. You remember that? Like
that was my favorite part of the July workouts because I can foosball, man.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. You remember my two? That's because you never played with me. You've never seen me play two touch. You have no clue.
I don't, but like, I just assume it was like we played soccer together. So no, but like Thursdays we worked out at Beitigheim, like. Same 3 drills, like push press, squats, and cleans every morning, like heavy weights, like almost killed each other. Mm-hmm. Like except Serikov, he did his own stuff, right? Remember?
Yeah.
He was allowed to because he was, I don't know, special.
Yes.
And so at night we met at the soccer fields, like which also hosts the track, and like he called up 2 guys like to elect 2 teams, and everybody was like happy, so we're gonna play soccer against each other. And then he was like, all right, like each team like picks 1 player and they have to run the 400 meters against each other, and the loser has to go again. Do you remember that?
Kinda. The second year I hurt my knee, or what happened? One of the years I came back and like I ran the first 400 meter after the surgery, and my knee was like not good enough to do it. And then I didn't do a lot of the July stuff, and he hated me. That was back when I was having to do the squats in front of the boys, and I'd do them naked. Hazy sunset, judge me if you want to.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man. I'm not for everyone. You know,
that's fine.
You're judging me. Fine. You feel right ahead, right? Because absolutely this is my shed. I'll do what I want, right?
Dude, like we're playing the 4th league Germany right now, and we won every single game so far. We beat a team wasn't our best game. We beat them 8-1, and our coach was mad at us and canceled after game beers. So
because you won 8-1.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time coaching a team like that because I wouldn't. I remember in Germany when I would play in like Landshut and we would start beating a team like 7-1. And he's playing with his kids, folks. So he's not on.
Yeah,
No, but you'd start beating a team like
he's
7-1, and
yeah.
like the Czech guys and the other guys from different cultures, like when they would score a goal, it was like they had scored the biggest goal of the season. And I was like, why do you care? We're already winning 5-1. Like, don't celebrate. But they'd be like, they were loving beating teams 10-0, right? I hated those games.
Well, yeah, like it's a semi-professional league, and like a lot of the teams are just like, I don't know.
And the
We'll
coach
see.
is canceling beers. Don't
Yeah,
worry, he won't listen to this, will he?
Maybe he will. He's good. He's a good guy, but like, yeah, well.
Well, you need your beers after games in the fourth league. Why else are we doing this?
Especially after Friday night game when you don't have a game on Sunday.
I'd like to have a word with this fella. If that's how he thinks hockey works.
I can like set up a contact. Maybe he can come to the shed too. We'll see.
Yeah,
talk about that.
I'll talk with anybody. But okay,
that's
so you're still playing. You have 10 points in 4 games.
Yeah, well, it's how I don't even know whether they're tracking, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on there.
Like,
my research team found it.
That's fucking. You got a good research team.
Thank you. Okay.
How many goals do I like have on that list? Because I had a conversation with my wife. She was like, "You can't even score a goal in this league." I was like, "I'm sure I have a couple, but like I can't prove it because
2.
I can." 2. See, she said I only have 1 or none, so that's good. You got to send me that link. So
is there any imports on your team?
Yeah, we got Mateo.
What'd he do?
Poured his orange juice in his pasta.
Orange juice in the pasta. Good idea, buddy.
I don't know. Yeah, well, it's like duck with orange, right? So why not? Maybe it's good.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, we do have 2 American twins, Brett and Derek. Good guys. They're super fast. Like they always seem to find each other.
So they're over in the 4th league in Germany, getting paid and going on a little. Do you guys practice?
Yeah, we do practice. We practice like 3 times a week.
Really? That's too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we wanna finish first and then see what happens, and like if we get a chance to go back to the Oberliga, like it's up to the leadership and like the sponsors to make it happen, or say like, okay, we're gonna stay in our league, done 4th league, to make sure we get enough money to like can actually build a team that's competing in the Oberliga, not just like
there.
I don't know, just there at the bottom, and like then you have to battle with playdowns at the end of the season.
So did they go bankrupt last year, or why did you guys go down?
No, they didn't. Like the big owner, like that used to run the show there, just said like he doesn't see a point anymore in like spending all that money on an Oberliga team where like guys just come to play for money and like don't even want to be part of the team. So he said like he's gonna back out. Then like the main club like took over and said like they just want to have guys that actually want to play for Duisburg, like not because of the money, but because they want to play for Duisburg. So we got a really good group of guys. Like it's a lot of friendships on that team too. Like there's a couple of guys I've played with like the whole time I was in Duisburg. Like some guys never left. So, and like, yeah, we got really good chemistry going on there, because like actually like the guys that come, they come to practice because they want to, like they're battling work. We got one guy, he's a drain driver. Like he drives trains.
Driver?
Yeah, he drives trains all over Germany. And like he comes back after his shifts, like when he like was on the train for like, I don't know, 10 to 12 hours, like stops at the Duisburg main station, takes a cab to practice and works out with us.
Yeah, no, it's the same as like the senior loop around here. These guys work all day and then show up voluntarily for free, right?
Exactly.
They don't. It's not doing it for the money. They're doing it to be part of the team and part of the boys. And no, that's cool. But I do remember Duisburg being about the money. I remember them being in, I think it was the 2nd league, the 3rd league, but they would pay like big money.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like one year, like when there was the NHL lockout, they had like what was his name?
I think like, Selivanov played there before.
He played there a long time ago, and like he went there a couple of times, because like he even played there when they were in the Oberliga.
I should track him down. He'd be a podcast, eh?
Oh, he'd be a beauty. He
Oh
can tell
dear,
some
he was a
stories.
great dude. Yeah, he was
Mhm.
hilarious. Yeah, he'd have some good Muff stories too.
Oh yeah. Didn't he quit? I wasn't there that year, but like I think he showed up for like 1 week in summer camp and like said like nope,
he
that's not for
was
me.
no, he was like on our team. He came on like a tryout for a month and played
Yeah,
4 games, and he was like over 20 goals in the show or whatever, right? And then Muff or Brittig liked people playing the way he liked people playing, and
and he didn't
Selavanov
like
did
that
not
way.
quite think the
Fit in
same
there.
of hockey, and neither did I.
No, he would never dump a puck.
No. Hey,
No.
that there's a lot of banging in the background. My goodness, I might have to find an editing team after this one, but I don't know where to find them.
And it's
So
not
we'll
even that
just
bad.
send her
You should see the other guy. Like he has past all over his face and hair.
with the orange juice.
Yeah.
I feel
Apparently
like
he
we're
didn't like the
back in
taste.
Stuttgart. I feel like we're back sitting on the Fußgänger zone in Stuttgart having a beer, watching people walk by right now, just like back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, that was so like that. We had some fun times. Dougy was there a lot too. Hey.
Dougy Andrus, I think he was episode like 22, folks.
I know.
I'm not sure though,
I
but yeah,
enjoyed
he's a beauty.
He was pretty early. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, Piston Marvin Tepper skates, folks.
I love him for that.
And I think
played-
everybody in
he
Beitigheim
came-
does, right?
Like I don't know. This guy was something else. He even joined like our team in Duisburg once late, like before playoffs. And like
He's such an asshole.
I think he got beat up like 3 times in like 4 weeks.
And he doesn't even care.
No,
Like he gets beat up by his own teammates and he's
Every
still an
time, like
asshole
every
the next
single
day.
year.
He's
Yep.
still an asshole. Yeah.
He spent some time in jail. because of,
Wow.
like, I don't know.
Okay, maybe I better lock the door in the shed.
won't-
But
He
no,
won't be allowed to like leave the country, I guess. So,
I remember
fine.
when him and like his actual friends from where he was from in Berlin would show up to
Oh.
our games, and holy moly, they were some hoodlums. Oh my gosh!
Tell me
Like
how-
we'd
look
go
at
to the
him.
beer garden
Like-
after the game, and I'd see these.
Look at
folks.
Pasta Boy.
Oh boy, how's the orange juice on the pasta, buddy? Tastes
Wie
good.
war dein Essen?
Schmeckt
Hat's
gut.
geschmeckt?
Guten
Gut
Abend.
geschmeckt?
Or no, that's guten Appetit.
Guten Appetit, ja.
Yeah, guten
Hat's
Abend. That's
geschmeckt?
good night. Good
Mm.
gosh.
Mm.
Hey.
So, komm her sauber machen. Wow.
So now you're gonna take a turd in your diaper, and Dad's gonna have to change it.
No,
eh?
he's done that right after the nap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you wake up, yeah, good time
Yeah,
for
why
it.
not? It's good
Yeah.
timing.
Makes sense.
So, there he
Okay,
goes.
better get back to the show. I don't know where we're at, but minor
Willst du auch mal
hockey
Hallo
in
sagen?
Bietigheim.
Yeah.
You were in the old rink, the one I would have played in. How was minor hockey around there?
It was fun. Like we had like it was like actually it was different times too, like different I'd say episodes. Like when I first started, like I was I think 6 or 7, can't remember, obviously. And like there was all Czech and Russian coaches.
Yeah.
And so like that's how I grew up. That's how Marcy grew up. Dirk and Danny Vrobe. Do you know Dirk's little brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like it was like we always
He wasn't around
found-
much when I was there, but like I know who he is.
No, I
yeah.
think he was about to quit. Like
he wasn't playing anymore.
I think he went through that process like a couple of years before he quit. He was like too smart for hockey, I think. He was a really good guy, just like his brother. But like, yeah, he kind of like doubted the hockey, the pro hockey, like I don't know. For his
life was for him. Yeah.
wasn't
It's
him,
not
but
for
it was,
everyone. Like
no,
it is a
it's
different
not.
life, man. Like look at all the cities you've lived in, and you don't live in Bietigheim now. You live in Krefeld,
No,
right?
I live in Krefeld. Yeah, we came back to Duisburg when Sarah was pregnant with Mateo, and like
Okay, hold on.
That last
Stop
year,
it. Stop it.
I'm
I
sorry.
want a love story. I don't know Sarah. Her name's Sarah. I don't know
Yeah, her name's Sarah.
Where'd you guys meet?
We met when I played in Dortmund. That was like I don't know,
Where's
100,
Dortmund?
100. It's like right in between Cologne, Düsseldorf, Krefeld. It's a big like the Dortmund Elche. You were like having trouble with. Yeah, ketchup plums. You want some ketchup?
Not
I don't know.
me.
It just got offered to me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Bitteschön. Mateo, bring mir mein Bier.
Oh, your kids bring you beer?
They used to, but like now they can't because it's in the basement.
Shoot.
Yep. No, we met when I was like playing for Dortmund, and like it's called the Moose. Elch is like a moose. Dortmund Elche, like
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Moose?
moose. Like moose, the animal, like
A moose. A moose. An animal. So what do you mean
Yeah,
about a
like-
moose? Where's the
like
moose?
that was the team name, the Dortmund Moose.
Oh, that's what they're called. Okay.
Yeah,
Now I'm on the same
you were
page.
wondering. Yeah, you were wondering during
That's
the intro.
right. The
So
Dortmund Moose. I've never heard of a
yeah.
moose team over there. What's that? What's moose called in German?
Elch.
Elk.
Elch.
Are you sure it's
Tough-
not an
tough
elk
word.
instead of a moose?
I actually don't know the difference. Like one of them is bigger, right?
If I got into that with you, we may be saying some wrong things. So I'm not sure, but
yeah, like it's one.
I'm pretty
it's
sure
one
they're
of,
two
it's
different
one of
animals.
those. It's one of those. So
Okay.
yeah, like we had a preseason game. She was Mateo.
Hey, Mateo, we're on a podcast here. Come on, man.
She was a figure skater. She had like practiced the rink right beside the hockey rink, and like we
I've
bumped
heard
into
these stories
each other.
before. Yeah.
Well,
Shout out to Chris Blight. He married a figure skater in Cardiff. Yeah. Okay. So she's skating. Was she skating on the ice? You're getting ready for practice. You can't focus. You can't stretch because you're watching her skate around. She's doing like the triple axel.
The splits.
That's cool. So I guess she's still close to home then. That's why.
She like Dusseldorf's like 20, 25, 30 minutes depending on traffic.
Dusseldorf's a nice city too. So that's a nice little area you're in there. Eh? That's a nice little honey hole.
Yeah. And like, we decided to like stop the pro hockey life, like moving around every year, moving around for like 8 months. And we had like the last 2 years weren't the nicest ones. Like I went from Duisburg to Rosenheim, which was like an unbelievable time. And then signed in Landshut, and my Landshut experience wasn't quite as good as yours.
Well, we can get into that. Why don't we just do that right now? Just go with the flow. What happens in Landshut? There was no, they didn't have like the little room under the stands where they were cooking hot dogs and sausages.
That was long gone. The Landshut guys like themselves were pretty good people too. And I'm still like in contact and like friends with a couple of them, but like all in all, like they moved up from the Oberliga to the second league, and it was just a like melee zone. And like if like I left the season like early, like right before end of like trading deadline, and I'm 100% sure if like Corona didn't show up and ended the league, they would have been the Oberliga right now. Right. And they know too, because like they had so much going on, like they couldn't handle it. Like they brought in new players every week, like call us out. Then they fired the coach. Like then a year later they signed the coach they fired the year before. He's a GM now. Like it's just a melee zone. And they like,
well, and it's whoever's in charge, right? And in Germany,
you
people in Germany, you guys can tell me I'm wrong. You guys can say whatever you want. But like the fans get so mad if teams start losing that everybody just completely loses their mind. Like completely loses their mind. Everybody's getting fired. Like at one time, Brittig was telling us to shoot it from the red line. Schlag shoots road to linea. And I'm like, are you serious? Like it's a professional goalie in the net. You know, you want me to shoot it from the red line, and that's always a threat. And it's because the fans are whistling, everybody's whistling, and everybody hates everybody. Like, how do you think you're going to end up winning games, folks, if you don't stay behind your team? You fans, bunch of joke, right? You guys should maybe cheer for your team instead of being assholes, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
You know, you like cheer when you win and lose because you like your team, and they're doing the best they can.
A lot of them just won't show up to the games if you lose. Like they just want to see blowouts, you know?
Yeah, 8-1's not good enough.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Here's a story for the pod. I remember this one. This was in Garmisch. This wasn't even my team. We were beating Garmisch. I don't know if I was with Landshut or Beitigheim, but it was early on in my Germany time, and I didn't really realize what fans were like over there. And we started pumping them in Garmisch, and they were giving out like glass for beer. And the fans started chucking the glass on the ice while we were playing. It was craziness. Glass smashing all around us as we're trying to play hockey. Oh, good times.
I remember I was joining the team. I didn't play. I was just like fourth line just to make like sure if like I don't know like 15 guys get injured, I might would have get a shift that year.
I remember the young Germans.
We played in Straubing, and like it was such an intense game, and like people were like right behind the bench, and they were like doing everything they could. Like they were pouring beers, like throwing their lighters, and like just shit like that. And do you remember Ralph Herbst?
Oh yeah, Ralphie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he turned around, and there was like a gap between like the ceiling, or like the, I don't know, like the fence they had, so the fans couldn't get to us, and there was like a gap this high, so you could see their ankles and feet, and he would turn around and just swing at people's feet
With a stick.
with a stick. He probably broke some ankles that night, but that was funny.
Man, like it was nuts, man. When the fans decide to turn on a team or players, like they really cannot like them, right?
Like sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's actually tough because like they have no clue.
But the thing is I could see Landshut being like that, but we were winning, right? We had a team that were,
we
I think we were picked to finish like
winning.
middle of the group, and then we finished like near the top, and like but when we weren't winning, we got sent to the junior locker room, and they told us we weren't playing like pros.
They suggested that the year I was there, like the fans were like, send them back to the juniors locker room, like
because it worked so
like,
well, and that
it worked once. Why not again?
Right. Yeah, no, we were in that junior room for like a week because they said we weren't playing like pros, so we didn't deserve the locker room. But then we did end up going to the finals, and we were a goal away from winning the whole thing. So maybe you should have been changing in the junior room, eh?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
We better get back to it. So you end up getting into pro a little bit with Beitigheim. We talk about that. That's when those young Germans, I remember them when I'm in Beitigheim, where they literally sit there all game, like all season long. They just don't play, right?
Yeah. Like that was just a start of like a kind of a shift. Like René, Ralph, me, Milan, Barry No. No way. I still don't know.
Okay.
Ask him.
Okay.
But
yeah, these are all my buddies. Those are all the young guys coming up. When
that was the start, and that was like when they try to establish like a core, like and build up that junior system to like get people from Bietigheim to like being professional hockey players.
But then you never really played there, eh? Like we won the championship, but you were on a different team in the league.
Exactly. Like I was finishing my school in 2007, Liam. And I had a conversation with Politik and what was the other guy's name? Mike Comma. Alles gut, Schatz. Oh. Too many toys. Yeah, alles gut. Like, and I had just an honest conversation. Actually, I like that one, and like they were like, well, we're trying to build a team that's like able to win.
Top. Yeah.
And like, yeah, we do think like you have some skill and talent, but like you won't play much. Like you'd be our 7th, 8th defenseman, and like,
and that's for you development. Being honest, right?
For you for your development, that wouldn't be like, it's not the best. And even if you have a chance to like get to play in third league, like get more minutes, we suggest you do that, because like, yeah, they offered me, like they told me, yeah, you can stay, but those are like, that's your option.
Well, Mike Coma was he was the brains behind the Steelers winning the championship. He was the one that like that guy.
Yeah, he took over as a coach and pretty much, komm her, ich kann das auch. And he took over, like, and he saw where he was really good at, like and then he brought in Bredig as a coach and like pretty much told him what to do, like gave him all the players, like.
Well, they built a great team, man. They really did.
They did. Like you guys, like the first line was unbelievable.
Oh, thanks,
like,
man.
Dougy, Gaipi on the D, like.
And then me, Justin, and Sari in front of the net.
Could shoot the puck. Like there was a one-timer threat from each side.
Yeah.
I still don't know how Gaipi did it though. Like.
Gaipi could just one-time it. He's just so calm,
technique.
relaxed. Yeah. He just cruises around.
And like Dougy that first year, he was fierce, man. He was running people over. He was just a big, strong, mean dude.
Yeah, no, and he was on running a power play.
Your guys' power play was pretty good. Yeah, Sari was in front of the net picking apples, like just like he was.
Sarakov was probably one of the best standing in front of the goalie guys I ever played with.
Yeah, I never played with him, but like I'd say that too. Like I don't know if you have ever played against Chris Stanley.
I know who he is. Yeah, like he played in the second league a bunch. He's from around here.
Yeah, and like he was really good too, and he was like
He was a stand in front of the net guy. I thought he was more of a half wall guy. I thought he liked to dust it
he
off.
wasn't. No, yeah, like he's a pure goal scorer. Like when I played with him in Frankfurt, like we had an unreal team, and I think he had, I don't know, 50 to 60 goals, and he would just deflect every single shot. He was battling, like he was big and strong. He had the longest stick I've ever seen, and he tipped every puck. Like none of his goals, none of his close were further out than, like, I don't know,
5 feet.
5 feet from the goal.
Foos.
2 Meter.
5 meter. Yeah, back to the meters, eh? Yeah.
Like I remember one practice. Like we had a couple of guys that could shoot the puck too, and Pascal Schultz, you know him too.
Oh yeah.
He was strong and he could one time the puck too, and he shot, like, he took a one timer Thursday night at practice, 5-on-3 practice, and he just one time that it jumped on him or like bobbled a bit, and he rang it right off his ear, man. His ear was so big, like they had to like
whose ear?
Put it on Stanley's. They had to put it back on his head, like, what, I don't know how many stitches. And he even came back out to practice and said, like, go again, don't hit me again though. And he played the next game and got, I don't know, 3-4 goals just by standing in front of the net, screening a goalie, like picking up rebounds.
No, there's guys that are willing to stand in front of the net and they'll do anything to score their goals. And you need those guys. Like I needed those guys so I could. A lot of guys
don't understand how important that net front guy is, and like how easy it is to score goals from there.
No, but seriously, like when I'd be on the power play and I'm up on like even the half wall, or then I'd roll up to the top. Like as soon as you see the goalie get stuck behind, like as soon as you see their eyes go behind the guy's butt, as soon as you can't see his head is when you shoot. And then
or if
you can see the net. Yeah, you can see the pocket in the net. You're like, there it is. And you just got to hit it. And then sometimes the guy tips it and you're like, don't tip that, you little punk. That's going in.
Like sometimes they're blocking it too. Like, but
I know, but no, yeah, it's you got to have those guys, or you don't score the goals from out there, or else the goalie just catches it.
Yeah, especially since they moved the blue line like further out, right?
They move. Oh yeah, like way back. You mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, I liked playing in Beitigheim. One of my favorite reasons was because it was the little barn, just like I grew up. Like it wasn't the Olympic ice. I liked playing in little ice. I don't have to go around as far, and then I can just muck it up. I love
that place. I love that place too. Yeah, like the atmosphere was unbelievable. Like I remember the games against Schwenningen. I always hated them, even as a kid, because like they rolled in with like 8 buses of just fans, and like they would be right behind like the bench, and you couldn't hear your own word on the bench. It was that loud, like, and just
Schwenningen, Hellbron, man. Like there's a YouTube video of us playing Hellbron. We lose in like overtime, but I know that's how I got to Cardiff. Andrew Lord watched that game or something, and that's how but like when you see the atmosphere and you see what the crowd was doing, and like it's just a full-blown party, right?
It was just because it's that small, like there's candles going around me, and like,
oh, the kids are loud, man. If I had an editing team, I would cut them right out of this, but I don't know how.
No, they're a big part.
And that's the thing. I was gonna have Hendo on here soon, and he's like, can Hunter make his debut on the pod? And I was like, that's what this is all about. This is for the memories for the kids. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, in 5 years from now, when they listen to this, they're gonna be like, geez, Dad,
I gotta teach them some more English. But
yeah, I guess would they learn English in school, and what grade would that start?
I think it's pretty soon nowadays, but I don't know. I think like maybe even from grade 1. Like I think Marcy's daughter does have some English lessons right now, like, and she's in grade 1. Okay. But I'm not 100% sure. It could depend on like what Bundesland your like kids going to school, like if it's in Bavaria or like North Rhine-Westphalia.
What state or province?
Exactly.
I gotcha. Because some of them would teach you Russian probably if you're out east, right?
I think not anymore, but like probably. But like that's the way it used to be.
Right. But anyways, moving on. We haven't really talked. We've just been kind of bouncing around here. So why don't we go from when you decided to leave Beitigheim and you have your talk with Coma, which is the nicest guy because he gave me the nickname Kugel Blitz. So thank you, Michael Coma.
I remember
Yeah,
that too.
round lightning, folks. Round lightning.
There's a soccer player. There's a soccer player. I don't know if like someone if it wasn't if the Hammer episode or whatever.
Hammer
like,
said it. Yeah, the guy's name was like Ailton
like,
or something.
Ailton. Like look up a picture. Like he
Really?
was way
Is
more
he
of a
fat?
Kugel Blitz than you are. Oh, he was fat.
Well, the tough
But he
part
was
was once I
unbelievable.
hurt the knee, though, then I was no longer a Blitz. I was only a Kugel.
No, just a Kugel.
Yeah, then I had to adjust my game because the Blitz was gone.
Toll hast du das gemacht.
Okay, so you move to the Freiburg Wolves, and you play with Billy, who we've talked about before. But you go there; it's the Oberliga, and you know who's on that team is Aaron Spilo. In an earlier episode, his brother
yeah.
Adam. I heard he was a
Adam.
bit of a Looney Tune in Germany.
He was something else. Like he got like that time in the Oberliga. Like you're allowed to have like 3 imports, and like then we had
Your
a couple
ambulances
guys in,
sound
like,
just the same over there.
oh yeah, they do. it's a hybrid, I guess. It's an ambulance firefighter.
Okay, he's having
snow
fun though.
shovel, snow plow, something. He does. He loves it. He loves like all boys like ambulance firefighter trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everything
Sorry.
gets noisy.
I
that's
know.
fine. So
Adam
like
Spilo.
we had a couple of Czech guys with German passports. So we had basically like 10 imports in the Oberliga, and we were doing really good. And then they brought in Aaron Spilo.
Adam Spilo, you mean?
Adam Spilo. And like, dude, like some games he didn't shower after games because like he was too lazy to. So he would sit there with his like
Stop it.
with his Under Armour gear, just like full Matt Liam, nicht.
What was he doing?
He was biting his little brother because
Biting him?
Because
Biting
he
him.
hands on his fire truck. Yep. I don't know. That's good.
The younger one was biting the older one?
No, the other way around.
Really? Cheapers.
Oh yeah. Not a big fan of that, but
sorry, go ahead. Adam Spilo, I played roller hockey with him.
He was a beauty. Like he just was the nicest guy, like to us, like in practice, like he wouldn't move, he wouldn't hit, he wouldn't hurt anybody, like, and like in games he would like 2-hand people, run people over from behind. I remember like that one game in Hanover, which was it's still an unbelievable rink, but like the crowds are not as big anymore. But like it was a sold out barn, and like they had one guy too. He was just a tough guy. What was his name? He looked like he had an absolute baby face, but he was tough as nails too. And those guys went at it, and like I think Adam like almost broke his hand hitting the back of his helmet like 50 times in like 30 seconds. But like yeah, I was happy to have him on my team and not have to play against him.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing though, is like those guys, if you're on their team, they love you, they'll take care of you.
Yeah,
but as soon as you're on the other team, look out, Girl Scouts.
Heads up, yep.
Yeah, I would never want to play hockey against that guy. He was on my team in roller hockey, and
it's so funny, like, but like if you play against someone like that, you hate him, right? And then you join his team, or he joins your team, and like he's the best guy ever.
Other than Marvin
It's
Tepper.
just like,
Woolen chop brown ale.
Oh yeah, but like he wouldn't fight anybody on like on purpose, just like jump on you from the back, or like I don't know, spear you.
I heard he was called Wild Thing in Germany, right? Wasn't that his nickname? Didn't he have a nickname? I don't know. I heard. Did he not get suspended for punching a ref or something? Pushing a ref?
I haven't heard that one. It could be like it suit him, but like I wouldn't call him Wild Thing. I'd give him other names, but I don't want to say that on the pod right now.
You'd give him another name, but you can't say it.
I'd give him a lot of names, but like.
Okay. Well, yeah, they are from Waterloo, right around the corner. Anyways, so you guys win it though, right? Did you win it that year with him?
We moved up. We didn't win it.
So you don't win it, but you move up?
No, we didn't. Yeah, that was Germany too, German hockey.
So what, you just paid to move up then? What
no,
a
no,
joke.
no. Like the first two teams moved up. Like we went to the final against Bad Tölz, maybe.
They moved
I
up
think,
too, yeah.
Bad Tölz, yeah. Like it was tough for me because
That's
like
with that like
my
TJ
second
Mullock
playoff.
and them, right? Like those guys were good.
Like
Yeah.
Yannick Dubé, their
Yeah.
goalie, like what was his name? He was playing Silverthorne. He was from Verschwending,
Silverthorne,
like,
Steve Silverthorne.
they
He's
had
from
an
around here.
unbelievable team. Like Marc Saint-Jean was their
That's right.
top D.
Then they all moved up to the second league and they kept a lot of the same imports.
Because
And they were all
I think
still good.
Liam, there was like one team that went bankrupt, so like both of us were allowed to move up.
Okay.
But like that was, I just played two playoff games in like the first round and then hurt my knee. I blew my ACL too. You might even remember the guy who like accidentally hit me, like Sven Breiter.
I remember.
Like
yeah.
he was like the Tasmanian devil.
The little guy.
He was, yeah, oh yeah, he was small, fast, but like he had some grit too. And like he chased me behind the net and I cut the net real tight and he went right after me and he fell over the net and like fell from behind, like fell in my knee and kind of took me out. Well,
wow.
That was I'm fine. My knees are still okay. Still can't skate.
Yeah, you're still playing. You're still doing it. I know the guy that fully tore my PCL. He's from Waterloo too, and he's an asshole.
Well,
I'm not even going to talk about it. He was playing for Freiburg though.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's Freiburg. It was one of those teams.
Give me a name.
Paul McElveen.
Oh, I know him. I spent a couple of games.
So do you want to hear the story of me fully tearing my knee? Do you want to hear the story of me fully tearing my knee in Beitigheim? I came back. The coach said, "You better play or you're a pussy." So I play 4 games with one leg. Basically, I couldn't, like, it was wobbly. I wasn't doing good. But anyways, it's a power play. And I, wheel around the net, pick her up, skate it down the ice, full tilt. And he's the back checking forward. And he's skating full speed behind me. And I get to the hash marks or so. And he cross checks me from behind. And I'm going head first into the end wall, like head first. So I brought my knee up to stop me instead of my head hitting the wall. It'd be my knee. And that's when she went. And I finished the game though.
Well, otherwise you'd be a pussy, right?
Hey, I scored the game-winning goal from the half wall. Well, hey, there's a guy standing in front of the goalie, and I wristed her in there.
Nice.
I think Sarakov was in the net, but then I didn't play again for another year.
Yeah, that like the PCL is so much more complicated because it's so much more stronger than the ACL. Like McDavid tore his too, and he still didn't get surgery because like the doctors are afraid it wouldn't turn out as good as like before, right?
And that was the guy that did my surgery was the guy that invented the way to do it.
Yeah, well.
And like nobody knew what to do, and they used to just not do surgery, and that's just how you lived. And then that guy found a way to take your groin and wrap it through your shin bone up to the knee or something or other, but doesn't feel right now.
Wow. Christmas lights, Christmas decorations getting.
Where's the older one? We haven't even met.
Come my hair shots.
Come my hair shots. Off gates.
He wants me to sing the Laterne he learned in kindergarten. Come, wir singen das. Yeah,
I don't know that song. I know this one. Joanna.
Yeah, you know the good songs. He doesn't know those.
Oh, he hasn't been to the beer tents yet then.
No, he's not quite old enough.
He's still he's probably crushing pretzels though. German kids love pretzels.
They love pretzels. That was one of the like good things in Landshut, like positives. There was a bakery. When you walked in with a kid, you get a free pretzel every time.
Really? Free?
I was like, I've never seen that before. Like I know.
Where in Landshut did you live?
What was it called? Johannesstraße. Like it was right downtown. We could walk downtown.
Oh, really? You're right. Oh dear. No, I was out on the other side of town from the arena.
No.
Breslauer Straße. 49.
I don't know that one.
All coming back to me now.
The apartment wasn't the nicest, like, but it worked for us. It was right on a main street. Like right now it would be terrible because like those guys just open the door, walk outside, see what's going on.
I really think we're just bouncing around here. We really don't have
why not?
A plan. Okay. Well, after Freiburg, you guys move up to the second league and you play a season. That's against us in Beitigheim, and that's the year we win it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that was the year after my ACL. Like, I only had a contract for 1 year. Then I tear my ACL, and they walk up with a 2-year offer, ask me to stay, which I was like, well, I might as well take that because like no other team is gonna take me right now. I had a rough start. Like the transfer from juniors to like being an Oberliga defenseman was quite the step, and I was like, yeah, I'd say like lightheaded that time. Like I thought it's way easier than it actually was. And so I was like glad to get that offer. So I signed another 2 years with the same coach. Like he was the one that wanted me to stay. Like he played me tons before I got hurt. And so I came back after my injury and like it was like, okay, I'm good to go. And it was like, oh no, you need to do this and that test before. So I like, okay. So I called up the doctors and then therapists and like did those tests because that's what they asked me for.
What is going on in the background now?
It's a Latina battle.
Are the kids fighting?
Yep. Like,
is anybody biting each other now?
No. It's just like the toys that the other one has is way more interesting than the ones that.
It's amazing, eh? When the kid, the siblings just like my kids are the same. Like they can't give the other one an inch, right? Like you can't let them have it.
Like there's sometimes they're actually like playing together pretty like, but the little one, Mateo, he can be a little mean too. Like he knows exactly what buttons to push. So
right. Just like Zoe knows how to really piss Colby off. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you learn that pretty quick, I guess.
That's the game, I guess. Eh?
Yeah. Well, so I never made a good return. Like they just
after the knee or with the 2 years?
Like with the coach, like they just kind of don't want me to.
Wasn't Freiburg like a Czech coach back then?
Slovakian.
Oh man, you guys played a weird game. I remember playing you guys. I think the guy that was like up, he was one of the top scorers in the league.
Cadera, it was me Roman Cadera.
There you go. Me and him were up there for like top scorer in the league. And we went and played there, and he didn't give a fuck.
No, he didn't, dude. I tell you, I can tell you so many stories about him.
He didn't give a fuck. He went over to the crowd. He went over to the glass. He's like waving to his kids, and he's like, "This is like in between whistles." He's going over there. He didn't give a shit, but he was scoring a lot of points. Didn't play defense.
He was the best. I think he was one of the best players, like skill wise, I've ever played with.
Yeah.
And like he came in from, I don't know, I think the Czech First League or something. He was like, he perfected the fake clapper. Like he scored 1 goal in the Oberliga. He fake clappered like, what was his name? Roman Kondelik. And he like, hier, bitteschön, vorsichtig, ist offen. And he went like, he faked 1 shot.
Did you just ask him to open that?
He asked me to open it, and I opened like a can of like I don't know, pasta sauce or something.
Okay.
And so he like faked the clapper once, faked the clapper twice. Like the goalie went up and down, like butterfly up and down. And then he faked like the clapper like for the 3rd time. And then like the goalie was down and out, and he faked another time because like then the D went sprawling, and he went around the net and like kind of like
just made everybody look silly.
Just put it in and made him like look so stupid and like. And he did that like good. he wasn't doing much in practice. He was just like I don't know, being there, cruising around. And like we had the second year, like they had some work on the rink, which is still brutal. I hate that barn. It's so dark, so wet.
Which one? Freiburg? Freiburg is like it's got a lot of character, but tough barn to play in as an away team.
Yeah, even as a home team, like I never really liked it. Whatever. So we practiced in France for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I don't know. So we had a sit-in, like we got our gear, and then we got like a lunch, and like got told like what the plan is for the upcoming week. And then this guy rolls around like with this like huge BMW. Never even got out of the car, just like rolled down his window. Coach just gets up in a hurry, walks over there, talks to him, like, and you can see like things got heated a little bit. So like window got rolled up again, and the BMW leaves the fucking parking lot. Nobody's asking questions, and then like the Czech guys like figured it out and was like, well, he didn't know we had to go to France for practice, so like an hour with the bus back and forth.
So he just said no.
And he was like, call me when the rink's done, I'm coming. But I'm not going to France.
So he just didn't go to the practice because
he said like he doesn't like the trip to France, so he's not coming.
And man, I remember it. Like I remember it was the start of the season and we both had like 2 points a game after like 10 games or whatever. And then we went and played him and I didn't know who he was. And I was like, wow, this guy is a trip.
He was like, he was so skilled. Like he could shoot, he could dangle. He was strong too. Like if the people tried to lay him out, but they couldn't. Like he was strong on his skates. Like
you know who he reminds me of is my first year when I was in Landshut. The guy that led the league in scoring had 99 points. Martin Bartek or something like that. He had a ridiculous amount of points.
He was playing for Essen, right?
Essen Mosquitoes. And then I literally was like, wow, this guy must be so good. Left corner.
Wenn du reingehst, links.
Genau.
Sorry.
No, I gotcha. But seriously,
what
was I talking about? The Martin Bartek. We go to Essen. This guy has all these points. Everybody's talking about him. And then we go there and he literally, like, it was in their end and he just didn't give a fuck. At all. Didn't care that the other team's defenseman like snuck by him, goes in and scores. I got my 2-3 points and I'm moving on. Right?
I think the mentality of these guys is just different.
But it's not about winning the game. Holy moly. What song is that?
He's got grandpa and grandma were here yesterday and he got like a huge gift.
This
is
huge toy. This is Sarah's parents, the Omas.
My parents.
Opas.
My parents.
They were there. They were up there yesterday. Gosh, we should have done this yesterday so I could have seen Huggy.
That would have been a nice one, yeah.
I remember when he set up a wine tour outside of Beitigheim my first year. And Lisa and I got our engagement photos at the vineyard and we had such a fun night. Justin was there and everybody, and Justin's mom walked in on me taking a dump. It was a pretty good time. But I remember like hugging your old man and saying, I just love playing here. This is great. And
yeah,
I remember that night. Anyways,
like kids loved it too. No, like we had we had a little bit of a bad run in the Oberliga, and like we had a team meeting, and like one of the German older guys said like, because like for those guys, not like for Roman, like there were no rules. Like everybody had to be there like an hour before practice. Like he just showed up whenever he wanted or didn't show up.
And how's that a team? I don't get that.
Exactly. Yeah, well, it was difficult. Like right now, that wouldn't work anymore.
No, but back in the day, it was hilarious to watch that shit, right?
Oh, like even like right now, thinking about it, it's like it's unbelievable. And like one of the older German guys was like, "Well,
I'm not coming to practice. I'm taking the 2 weeks. I'm not coming to France. Smell you later. Let me know when the rink's ready."
But I'm so fucking good. I'll still leave. I'll still like lead.
I'll be leading the league in scoring. I'll be waving to babies in the crowd, and I won't give a fuck.
He was standing on the power play, like he was the top guy on the blue line, last guy, and he was like
toe dragging guys. That's the last guy.
Yeah, and the last guy like pulling the puck through his own legs, and like guys were just flying by him. It's like, how does that work?
But then the odd time you'd take it from him and you're like, you're such an asshole.
Yeah, and he wouldn't even backcheck. He would just
he'd be like, I gave her a good shot. Yeah,
no, it didn't work out this time. Change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like on that team meeting, because like why things don't work out, or like some of the older German guys said like, well, it's maybe because there's different rules for everybody. Hold on, I gotta fucking.
What are you doing? You're showing.
I don't know. There's like stuff going on, like toys making.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. That's been happening the whole time.
That's fine,
folks. So, if you're still listening, deal with
it. Maybe you could like, you're such a good player. Maybe you can be a better role model, like so the young guys can like look up to you even more, and like kind of lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
And like then that got translated to him in Czech, and he replied in like, I don't know, very short sentence, and like Czech guys were kind of giggling, and like what did he say? And he was like, look for another role model. Like, go find another one. Like, that's not me.
I am who I am.
I am. Who I am.
Roman could say
fuck
I'm not
yourself.
for everyone, right?
Nope. That was so funny. Go find someone else. Nope, it's not me.
Well, and the thing is,
Okay,
though, is
that's
like
sad.
people are who they are, right? Like, just be
Yeah,
your,
well.
you know. And I just, I would have a tough time being on a team with a guy like that, and I don't think it would go well.
Oh, but like by then, I didn't like.
You'd have a tough time with it. Any guy that's a real hockey guy.
Yeah, I didn't speak a lot. I was just a young guy. I had to like. Ja, bitte. Weißt du, das ist das Essen, das Mama kocht. He said he smells the dinner.
I know, he can smell what she cooked, and the food she cooked smells good.
Okay, it does, yeah.
What's she cooking?
Yeah.
Schweinebraten?
No Schweinebraten. She's not like, she's Italian, so like.
Oh, she's Italian.
Yeah, her risotto is really good. I like the pumpkin risotto.
Risotto. I never got into risotto. Isn't that like kind of like rice?
Yeah.
You're a risotto guy?
I wasn't, but like she used to do that, and like I really like that. That's one of her favorites. Like, then there's.
I don't think I've ever really had risotto. Like I don't think it's a thing I've really done. I don't even know where to try it around here.
You're more the dinner kebab, Schweinebraten guy.
And, or just crush a big bowl of pasta, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, she does pasta too sometimes, but I'm not a big pasta guy.
Like, yeah, you're not a big pasta guy? That's why you're so skinny. You've had issues this whole time being skinny. What a joke. You need to get more into pasta, man.
Yeah.
Beefing you right up.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, by the way, then you played 2 years in Freiburg. So then you leave after a year, right? With Roman Kadera. And then you go to Dortmund. And your first year, you get 5 points. Then you get 45 points, then you get 44 points. So was there a coaching change after your 5 points?
No, it was the same coach, but like I got like the first year was when I got told, and like I kind of asked like, what's going on in Freiburg? Like, what do you want? Like, what's the plan moving forward? Like, I'm not gonna spend 2 years not playing, like just practicing a little bit, then maybe get a spot on the roster. Like,
and that's the thing, right?
I'm clearly, like, in my opinion, I'm clearly good enough to make it, and I'm better than some of the other guys. I was in better shape. I was like, what's going on? And he was like, no, I just, like, he sort of straight up told me, like, after your ACL, I'm not liking you anymore. I was like, you skate different. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, you were like all smooth and this and that. And after that, it's not like it looks like you're like, you have to like battle harder. It's like, what? It's like, all right, see you later. And I called my agent, and like, I was like, if there's another team that's willing to like give me a fair shot, I'm down. So I made the transfer to Dortmund.
I always find it interesting that like the German young punks, say like Barry Noy, yourself, Ralph, all the fellas that were from Beitigheim, Marcy, everybody, there were guys that went down to the Oberliga and would play a lot and actually develop and get to play hockey. And then there were the guys that stayed in the second league, and they literally just kind of sat there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that wasn't for me.
I understand why you do it. I would want to play. It was like when I chose to be in the second league, I was like, I want to be here because they play me the most, and I'm like one of the guys, right? Then I play a ton. Like if I go to the DL, I'm like a third liner. What fun's that?
Well, and it's always like, it's a financial thing too, like, right? You have to like, I was making my living out of it, and then like after like the first year, Dortmund was funny too, because like that coach was an absolute maniac. Like,
where's he from? Germany?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like him before. He was like so strict about rules. Like, we had to wear the same socks.
You haven't seen anything like him before? He was worse than Brittig?
Yeah.
Shut your filthy mouth.
We had to wear, everybody had to wear the same socks, Waldo. We had the same off ice gear, like
in your shoes, like not the ones
we had socks for off ice workouts, and then we had like socks for skate, like ice workouts. Then we had like different colors for Tuesday off ice, for Wednesday and Thursday off ice workouts. Ja, hat Mama den sauber gemacht? Oh.
That is who farted?
His little brother. He loved it. He thinks that's very funny.
Farting is funny.
Yeah. So do I. sometimes one of those guys rips a fart and I get yelled at. It's like,
Oh.
come on! It's like it wasn't me. It's like, yeah, you're right.
Wow, as soon as my kids farted in their hand and threw it at the other one, that's when I got in trouble.
I'm like, there's complaining about like there's a lot of leaves out in the backyard.
Is
because,
that your
like,
backyard?
Yep.
People don't have that big of yards in Germany.
Yeah, we do.
You have that big of a yard?
Yes, we do.
And you sent me a
we're
picture of your house and you were renovating it. So is this the house you renovated?
That's the house we renovated. Yeah.
Wow. It looks
Yeah.
great, man. That's a big yard for Germany.
Thanks, man.
This is a house? You have a
we were
house?
quite lucky. Yep.
Huh. Good for you. Well done, guys. Way to go, Sarah.
Thanks, BG.
Oh, ACL?
Thanks, Lancer. Thanks, BG. No, just kidding. But like, yeah, we were very fortunate.
You're just kidding, but you're not kidding. I
that.
understand.
I'll leave that uncommented. No, yeah. So back to Dortmund, like the first year was just another like grind and like try to prove myself. And
so you're not on the power play or anything?
I'm not on the power play.
I always find it interesting.
Just a third line
hockey,
grinder,
right?
blocking shots, like.
But you're playing 560, chip it in, chip it out.
Exactly.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Liam, bitte. And then like the second year, like the team came out of nowhere, the Dortmund Elks. And
I think those are elks. I don't think that's a moose.
Nah, yeah, I think you're right. Who cares? They don't even exist anymore.
It's only 7:14 a.m. right now. You think I care?
The ambulance goes off again.
Gosh, that man, there's been a lot of people hurt today.
The second year, like we got a different team. They cut down the imports from 3 to 2. And I'm on the power play.
Because they get rid of the D-man import.
No, they didn't. Like, but we just played one D-man. We had the first unit were 5 forwards. The second was 1 D-man. So
the first unit was 5
forwards. Yeah, that worked out actually. Like that was one of the only times that worked out actually, because like those guys were willing to like back check and like had some, like defensive awareness.
This is with Dortmund.
Yep. So and then like the second year I got on the power play and like get a play and get a shot and like, well.
So what are you playing? You play up top, one-timers, walk the line, take wristers?
Yeah, I was more of the wrister guy, like in dishing pucks off.
But you're up top on the power play, umbrella?
I was up top, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where
we played half wall, kind of like a hybrid. But yeah.
Yeah. So you could walk over. You're a righty, aren't you?
I'm a lefty.
You're a lefty. So you could walk over to the side.
I'll walk over to the middle and see if there's a lane, if there's an net front guy. If yes, I would take the shot anytime. If not, I'll just like dish it back.
Is it not way easier to walk the line? Like say if you're getting it like on your offside, is it not way easier to walk the line than if you're like pulling it backwards? You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, well.
Anyways,
I don't care as long as I'm at a power play. I didn't care.
Yeah, that's the same with me. But yeah, you had a lot of points those 2 years, and what's Dortmund like? That's around there too. Then
another thing though is like they split up the Oberligas, and that was like that weakened it down a little bit. Like the first year, it was just one like a Oberliga for like the whole country, and like that year, like they made 4 Oberligas, and then at the end of it, like before playoffs, like. Then they mixed it up, so we hadn't like we didn't
save money, so people don't have to travel so much. But there's like the north, there was the west, there's the south,
northwest, south. Like I was like, I think it was mainly the south teams. Like they didn't want to like go up all that far. Like the first year, we were like,
why would you want to?
Just 1 or 2 teams from the west, and all the other Oberliga teams were Bavarians. So like they didn't like us, they hated us.
Yeah, no, and it makes sense. Like, why would you? Save your money. Pay some players, and then we'll see who's the best in the playoffs, right?
Ganz genau.
Okay. I still feel like I'm in Stuttgart sitting at a table with you. Just there's more kids around now.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you did 45 points, 44 points, and then you switched to the Frankfurt Lions or the Lowens. And
The Leuven.
Leuven. So then you only play 13 games that year, so you probably get injured again. But I looked at that roster and I knew everybody.
Yeah, I did get injured. That was a tough one.
Yeah, research team was hot. What's that? Your knee again, or what is it?
Oh, I broke my neck.
Right, you did break your neck.
Yeah. Oh,
BG.
yeah.
Nice house.
But I was lucky. I was actually lucky.
Seriously.
I gotta repair.
How did that happen?
That was in practice. Just
you broke your neck in practice.
Yeah, like it was a forecheck drill, I guess. I remember if I remember that right.
Fuck.
And we had like the coach wanted us to skate out of the zone and like kind of went a little bit too hard and hit my head against the wall. So like there's nobody else involved, just me, and I like blew a tire.
Toe picked or something?
Yeah, like to be honest, like the ice wasn't very good, like, and they made a huge thing about that, like because of the city, like never, like we didn't get a lot of like attention that year because like we were only in the third league, and like there was like ice disco, like everything was more important than hockey, and like then the ice was pretty soft all year. And I don't know, man. It's just I can't tell. I can't.
It was a forecheck drill. I'm just guessing that you're going near the end wall, and like so instead of me hurting my knee, right, where I got my knee up instead of hitting my head into the end wall, you didn't get didn't get the knee up to blow your knee out. You hit your head.
I hit head first. Yep.
Oh God, man. So you're okay now though? You're still playing?
I'm fine. Yeah, like some things like weather changes and shit like that, but like other than that, I'm okay.
Trying to think. That's like when I'm leaving Germany is when that's happening. That's why like I don't really remember it. I was not in Beitigheim anymore at that point, right?
No, you weren't.
Yeah, that's why. That's crazy, man. I'm glad you're doing better.
Thanks, buddy.
That's scary shit.
Fine. Yep. Like it was actually more scary for like everybody else than me.
But you played in the playoffs that year?
I came back after 3 months. Yeah.
You broke your neck and came back how long later?
3 months. Like it was just like it's
just like any other bone. Like once it's healed,
a broken bone. Yeah, when it's healed, and I just got lucky. It didn't hurt any of the spinal cords.
Jesus, Jiminy crickets. Okay, well that team had Carlos, Mark Whitfoth, which I just had on. Your brother Marcy, which. Do you think his English is good enough for a podcast? Dicey, isn't it?
Yeah,
iffy. It's iffy.
Fine. It's fine.
You think so? I might have to do it.
It's as good as your German.
Geez, maybe we'll have to try and be number one in Germany, and I'll just rip out like 7 Germans in a row, right?
You can have like I was like when I was listening to Calvin's pod, like his German's really good, man. He tried really hard. Hey, I was like when
whatever.
You asked
try
him,
and make me feel worse, okay?
Yeah, like
I should have tried harder. Whatever.
I was laughing hard. I was like, when you asked him, like, kannst du sprechen Deutsch? And he was like replying in like almost perfect German. Like,
perfect.
oh yeah, ich kann. I was like, oh, look at this guy.
No, that was legit.
I didn't know he spent that much time. Like, I didn't know he spent summers and shit. Like,
he seems just like a really, really good guy. Like, just a
like
great person.
Other than one time at the Red Line, we didn't meet, so I didn't know about him that much.
No, he seems like a really good dude, and shout out to him. He might be getting my buddy around here a new knee in Arizona. That's the thing is I've met new people. I got phone numbers, and you know what I'm doing Monday morning before work? I'm going to get up and have legs and eggs with Mac and Mosey, the guy that gets Twix thrown at him. I'm going to wake up before work and talk to them too.
I played against him too. He was in Weißwasser. I said in Haken.
When you're in Landshut.
Yeah. He was, our coach told us like to get in his crease, get in his face every single shift because he's
just
kind of a
mess him up mentally. Apparently he does like to get upset with people, so I could understand that tactic.
But we didn't win a lot of games against them, I guess. I think we lost
against Whitewater.
Yeah, we lost the first game pretty down. We were up like by 2 goals a minute till the end and still lost.
Oh dear.
Or we won it in overtime. Then I can't remember what. Like, it looked like a sure win and it wasn't.
Well, that team in Frankfurt, you guys must have paid some serious money because I knew everybody on that team, and you guys were in the Oberliga, so you guys were basically a second league team in the third league, right?
We had an unbelievable roster, and we had like an unbelievable team. Like the organization like was DL, like I'd say. Like they brought in a couple guys from DL. We had so many German Canadian guys. Like we were only allowed to have two
That was
imports,
Chris
and like
Stanley,
we had
Lanny
Chris
Gare,
Stanley,
or
Lenny
whatever.
Gare, Richie Mueller, Clark Breitkreutz, James Johnson, Braden Johnson, James Jarvis.
Those guys that can get the German passport, eh? They just
But like those
whatever.
were all beauties. Like we had such a good team chemistry.
I'm sure. No, they
and
yeah.
and like I think we won 49 games in a row.
Really?
We were like.
I wonder if you guys count as professional hockey league, because the UK team Cardiff says they have the Guinness Book of World Records for most professional wins in a row, and it's like only 20 something.
Well,
but
they
maybe the Oberliga, maybe you guys should check out the Oberliga, because I think that's considered pro, isn't it?
It is, like it sure was like
and that's 49 games in a row, folks.
That's 49 games in a row. Like we were just like blowing teams out, and like we were practicing harder than we had to work on games. Like and they made sure we did. Like our practices were a fucking battle.
I know all about that.
Ask Witty.
Yeah.
You get a bloody nose a couple times, yeah.
But there were a lot of teams that did that. Yeah. There was a lot of battling and practices back in the day. Okay. Well, you guys win it, right? That time you win it.
We did. Yeah, we did.
So you move up from the third league to the
second league. Yeah, and that's like I didn't get to join. I didn't get to stay. Yeah, Rich Chertomats was the manager and Tim Keller was the coach, and like we had a brief conversation, and they said well, we don't think like you're an offensive defenseman, and like we don't see you in that role in the second league. So
I got
the boot.
Yeah, I totally get your story now. Navigating lieutenant.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Broast, actually. No, but seriously, is in this, like, the player you are in Germany, it works for the Oberliga, but you get to the second league and you're always going to have the Auslanders. You're always going to have the imports coming in and running the power play, right? And that's like what you do. You run power plays, right? So
that's like, yeah. And I was never like defensively. I was not bad, but like that was not my main concern.
Right. No, exactly. And like it just the role, the type of player you are, like for the second league, when the imports run power plays and get the points, like it's hard to get that role, right? And I understand why they say that to you. And now I was like,
I'm perfectly fine with that. Like I never tried to be someone I'm not. And like I wasn't mad at anyone, and like
and you'd rather play.
1 year, exactly. And that 1 year in Frankfurt, we had like it was so much fun, and even I didn't get that much power play time there, but like it was just fun to play, like with all those guys like hanging out, and it was real fun.
Well, your kids are loud, eh?
Oh yeah, and my wife's starting to get a little bit of angry.
Oh, is she? She wants us to shut her down soon, eh? Sorry, Sarah. Never met you.
No.
We're almost done, though. I promise. Maybe. Okay, well, that's when you go to Duisburg for probably pretty good money in the third league, eh? 60 points and 41 games played.
Yeah. I signed for 2 years right away, because I was like, at that point, I was like starting to like getting tired of like all the like the moving and shit. And I heard there's a lot of guys staying there in the summer, so I took opportunity of that. And like,
and you've already met your gal at this point?
Exactly, and she was living in Düsseldorf, so that was just like 20 minutes apart.
Yeah, so then you met her before in Dortmund.
We were a couple by then. Yeah.
Holy moly, Mateo, calm down, man.
That's Liam. He's catching the chair. Vorsichtig.
Holy cow. So you did have a 2-year deal. That was one of my questions, but then, okay. So you didn't have it really you went there for good money in the third league. That makes sense. But then you go for 2 years in Rosenheim.
Yeah, I got the boot another time. Like that was fun.
You got the boot in Duisburg?
Yeah, I did. Like we had like a funny owner. Like this guy thought he could make money out of hockey, and yeah, like I was feeling home there. It was like, and then they brought in a new coach.
And he wasn't feeling it.
We didn't get along.
It's like well. Kevin Gaudette and Beitigheim.
Kind of. And like, so I got an offer from Rosenheim and went down south. Like, I wanted to try that. I was like thinking about like, well, maybe shutting it down. But like those 2 years like turned out as one of the best. Like, I'm still in contact with a lot of those people, like friends. We made friends for life there. And yeah, Rosenheim was a sick place. Like the barn, hockey,
the rink isn't that one of the best
it's
rinks
one of the old
hockey?
Yeah, it's big, it's old, but it's still, yeah, I really liked it my time there.
Yeah, no, and the fans are passionate and they're standing right on top of you, and it's the old cold barn. You're alert, the fans are into it. Yeah, I really like Rosenheim too. Cool place. So then after that, you were there 2 years. So then how does it happen that you end up in Landshut going back to the second league? So did they tell you you're going to get a chance?
No, the coach that brought me there, like he left to be an assistant coach in the DL. And then like the management was like, yeah, taking a different route and told me like they're not going to offer me again. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Liam, aufpassen bitte.
So this is in the middle of the season. You already know they don't want you back.
Yeah, that was end of the season, kind of, yeah. But still. So like again, as that works, like my agent like called a couple of people, and there were a couple of Oberliga teams, and then like for me it was clear I wanted to stay in that area for that time. And then like Landshut came up with a good offer. They offered me 2 years in the second league. And I was like, well, why not? Why not give it another shot?
Yeah. So where were your kids born?
Yeah, I wanted. Both of them were born in Düsseldorf. They're both summer kids.
Summer kids.
June and July.
Okay. So you had some good time. You had some good timing there. Eh? You meant to do that. You meant to score that goal. Yeah. So then I looked at the Landshut roster and I thought it was kind of funny that I literally didn't know anybody, because I've always known people on the Landshut roster, whether they're the young bucks that worked their way up. I always knew people. And then on the roster I looked at that you played on, I did not know anybody. Not even Peter gosh darn Abstrader was on the team.
No, he was there before, like the year they moved up.
Yeah, he's a legend. No, that guy is one of the best guys.
And then he quit. And I what was his name? I think his son, Leon. Isn't that his son?
Son's playing now, yeah.
Yeah, but like, and he moved like to an Oberliga.
Or no, it's the brother's son, Toby's son.
I don't know.
I think it's his brother.
But I never get to play with one of them. But like I met Hammer. Like I know Hammer from Beitigheim, and he was there a lot of home games. We had a couple of chats after the games.
Oh, okay, yeah, Hammer's a beauty. I haven't seen him forever, so he's still kicking around the Landshut arena. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you do that. Now you go back to Duisburg, and are you on a 2-year deal? What are you on?
No, I'm just in a 1-year deal. And like,
you're trying to transition from hockey player
right to like doing a normal job, having a normal life.
It's weird, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really different. It's really different. Yeah, that's when you when you come up with like a good idea and like, geez, I could feel like the old guy again. That's when you wake up at 5:30 in the morning to do podcasts, because then it's like I put the shirt on, I put the hat on, and like I'm this other guy all day, and then I get to come out here and I get to be me again.
Get to do what you like. Yeah, that's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, I really like the idea of the podcast.
No, seriously, and it's been great to catch up with you, man. Like
Absolutely.
We had so much fun going to Stuttgart. You were the guy that told me you had to wear black shoes to get into bars in Stuttgart, and I'm like, jeans. You realize I only own like one pair of shoes, and then the team gave me this really ugly green and white pair.
The bear shoes.
I'm like, these are the only shoes I got, man. Work. Like if they don't let me into the bar with these, I can't come because I don't buy stuff. But you were like, no, seriously, you got to have black shoes or you can't go into these bars, right?
Yep. Yeah. Stuttgart, like the doors are pretty strict. I don't know how that is now. I don't go out a lot, but
you don't.
I think no.
We used
Not
to
anymore.
Though. We used to have fun.
We used to, but we had a lot.
We did have fun. Yeah. Those Julys, man, like as much as I whined and complained about leaving Canada in July, I'm actually really thankful that it all happened, because those Julys in Germany doing something different and what we used to do with Dougy and going to Stuttgart, like if they didn't
And we
make
had
me
we only worked out Monday till Thursday, right? So we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday to do whatever we want.
Monday to Thursday, we do 3-a-days. And then come Thursday afternoon, it was game on.
LA zone. Yeah,
We were hitting the Fußgänger zone. We wouldn't even be able to walk because it felt like we had pulled our asshole. Our legs hurt. Everything hurt from all the workouts all week. But then we would still fight through it because you gotta have fun too, right? It's a balance.
Yeah, we had to.
It's a balance. You gotta have fun too, right?
It's like it's a big part. That's right.
You're right. Well, I'm not sure if I got anything else for you. You got anything else for me before we shut her down?
No, I don't think so. We talked about a lot of stuff.
Well,
and I got it. Like my kids are starting to get like a little bit of
they're
impatient.
Wanting dad. Yeah, I understand.
The wife's getting even more angry than she already is.
Okay. Well,
we could do a second part anytime, Bolo.
Of course, we can always catch up.
We can see. Yeah, exactly.
No, and that's the thing is like there's so many ideas you could do with this. You could go anywhere with this. So,
I know.
But no, like it's been great to catch up.
Like it's awesome you have a sponsor. I hope that there will be more.
Yeah, no, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I got a few ideas in my head that yeah, it's just fun. I just enjoy it. Like when my alarm went off, like
I don't even need an alarm. I get up 5:30 every time in the morning because of those two.
Oh, well, my kids were still sleeping, but like my alarm goes off and I'm like, and then I kind of like, you're sleeping and then you're like, holy shit, I get to do a podcast right now. And I like jumped out of bed. I get my stuff on, I get my shirt on, I get my hat on, and I'm in the shed. And I can't wait. I can't wait to do this stuff, man. And like, I love it. And, but now, I got to go not coach. I got to go to Zoe's practice now.
Yeah. Well, there's things you got to do. Hey.
Well, the sun isn't up yet, but we're getting there. No, it's still dark out. You would think it would be up yet, but well, it was nice meeting your kids and everything. And like, I miss you and thank you for everything you and your family did for me in Beitigheim, because you guys made it feel like home. When I first got to Beitigheim, I'd go over to your family's place for barbecues and in the summer and with Dougy, and like, you guys made Beitigheim feel like home for us. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Say thanks to your old man too.
I will.
Okay. And this has been another episode of 2 Ales or Zwei Ales and Hockey Tales mit Manu and Waldo or Wally.
See you, Waldo.